Chapter 11. The twins were helping Bill and Arthur with the expansion charms on Percy's room, when an eagle flew in through the window. My perfect demon twins. My eagle has a present for you. Please use it. I miss you, and though I can't be with you, this will help me see you. I can't wait to be with you again. Love your submissive, Draco. Fred and George tore open the package and saw a two-way mirror, and then ran to their room, not caring if they woke up Molly, or their homophobic house guests and brother, and a whore of a sister. When they were in their room, they warded it shut and then changed into better clothes, before using the mirror to see the lovely submissive Draco. Hey, baby. Hey, love. The twins smiled when they saw the blushing face of their Draco. I missed you, both of you. Draco loved their smile and wished they were with him, that they were all cuddled in his too big bed. We miss you more. Can you do something for us, Dre? Draco looked at them and then nodded. Get 2 big pillows and put them on each side of you, then lay in the middle. Draco did, unsure why they wanted him to do that. Now, imagine that as us on either side of you. Imagine that those pillows are us, with you, fighting off the dark, the night. Can you do that, Dre? Can you envision us in your bed with you right now? Draco blushed as a completely different vision of them in his bed. What are you thinking about, love? George asked, smirking. He had an idea of what the boy was thinking about. Do you want us to go to Malfoy Manor and take your innocence? You want us to destroy you for anyone else? Draco blushed harder and tried to hide it. Soon, baby. Soon we will be together, Fred promised. Fred and George placed the mirror on a pillow between them and told Draco to sleep. They would still be there in the morning when he woke up. They promised that he would never have to wake up alone again. In Percy's room, the expansions had been finished, and some new walls had been put in place. Sirius had put up security and protective charms that he had learned from his time as an Auror. That should do it. Molly would need a very skilled curse breaker to take down these wards, Bill said proudly, and Fleur kissed him. This is great, Bill. She was happy, and she had her Bill, and everything for her was good. You are very talented, son. Arthur was very proud of his eldest. In fact, all of his sons made him the proudest he had ever felt. It was easy to tell for anyone who had heard Arthur talk about his boys. No one had ever heard anyone prouder of their kids than Arthur Weasley. Arthur's boys weren't embarrassed to eat lunch with him in public at all. They ate and talked about their work. Every ministry employee who had children were envious of Arthur's connection with his sons. I think it is time for bed. We have had enough excitement for one night. Arthur motioned for them to go to bed in the newly made rooms. Percy and Harry were already asleep in their mate's arms. Good night, everyone. Arthur bid them good night before following his mate and going to sleep. Bill and Fleur asleep quickly. They were so exhausted from putting up the wards and making extra rooms. Harry was already sleeping when Sirius laid him on his bed and took off Harry's jumper. If you want to see me shirtless, all you have to do is ask, Harry joked, and then kissed Sirius on top of the many magical tattoos that he had on his arms. Well, it is one way to wake you up. I was making it more comfortable to sleep up. Harry just snuggled into Sirius's shirt that was on the bed. Sirius laid down and was immediately used as Harry's personal pillow. So I am to be your pillow now, my little pup? Sirius laughed at Harry's pouting face. Pillows don't talk, he mumbled, and Sirius laughed. My apologies. I forgot my place. Harry smiled and then kissed the Grimm's tattoo right above Sirius's heart. Good night, my pup, Sirius whispered before joining his love in the land of Morpheus. In the morning, things were more hectic. Ron was upset because Harry stayed in Percy's room, and apparently Charlie snores. Molly was in a surprisingly better mood than she had been in weeks. That was suspicious. Arthur had left Percy's room before Molly normally got up, only to find her gone. He noticed that after she disappeared, she would be in a much better mood, and based on Ron and Ginny's blue eyes, he guessed their father wasn't him, but a certain headmaster. Molly always had an infatuation with Albus Dumbledore. Even while they were in school, she had been sort of a pet for the man. "Good morning, everyone," Arthur said, coming down the stairs, and made sure to kiss Molly on the cheek, before seeing if Percy was all right. Fleur also asked Percy a million questions. He was so pale. He wasn't eating as much. He was also mad that Arthur still had to pretend to love Molly. "Percy, are you okay?" Arthur sat next to Percy and checked if he had a fever. "I am fine. I might just go lay down." Percy started to go to his room before he swayed, and Arthur called him. "You are not fine. I am calling a healer to see you." Arthur carried Percy to his room and placed him gently on the bed. Harry and Charlie were the first to go to Percy's room. Bill and Fleur followed by Sirius and the twins. A young woman shouldn't be in a boy's room without that boy being her husband. Molly was trying to get Fleur out of the room before Bill stepped in and pulled Fleur into the room. "Percy and Fleur see each other as siblings, nothing more. Now, if you'll excuse us, we have to make sure your son isn't dying." Bill put an emphasis on the fact that she had birthed Percy and then closed the door on her. Percy had a fireplace that was connected to the flue and Grimmauld Place, as well as Remus's cottage and Malfoy Manor. "I can get my family's healer here now. Percy needs her." Sirius passed Harry to Bill. Harry made grabby hands at Sirius when they got in the room. The creature in Harry was distressed, and he wanted his mate and only his mate. "I need to get a healer for Percy, pup. Stay with Bill, and then I promise to hold you, okay?" Harry nodded his head, but didn't want Sirius to go. Shrugging off his jacket, he put it around Harry. "Sissa, you are needed. Percy Weasley passed out, and he is pale. No, it is not like a creature inheritance. Besides, he already had his." Soon, Narcissa Malfoy was standing in front of Percy, running multiple diagnostic spells. Draco and Severus beside her. Draco's reading the scroll that flew from Narcissa's wand, and Severus was looking for potions that could have caused this reaction from the young man. He has had loyalty potions and some compulsion potions, but the most dangerous one is the half-finished love potion that was in whatever he ate this morning. Severus told them and pulled out a vial from his robes. "This should remove the potion, but I need to know what he ate." Severus looked at them, and Fred and George's faces turned white. He ate a bowl of fruit. They were going to be sick. It was the same fruit that Harry ate yesterday, the same kind. The twins were going to throw up. Bill looked like he was going to kill someone. Charlie and Fleur were keeping Arthur from leaving the room and killing the whore that was Molly's daughter. "Well, that isn't all," Draco said, holding up the scans to show his mother. "He was whipped, beaten, and hit with a blunt object." Narcissa first looked at Arthur, who ran back to Percy and held him close. "I take it this isn't something any of you two have tried in the bedroom?" Narcissa was in her healer mode, and that meant asking uncomfortable questions. "No, we haven't. I would never do anything that would hurt him, Lady Malfoy. Percy is my whole world, my reason to live, and the only reason I haven't killed Molly yet." Arthur kissed Percy's forehead and Jess kept holding him. "The fruit. Can you get that, Harry?" Narcissa knew that if Harry went to get it, they might give it to him. "Sure. Siri, can I keep your jacket on?" Harry looked at Sirius and he nodded. "Don't spill anything on it, and you can keep it on." Sirius kissed Harry before letting him get the fruit. "I will go with Harry and say that Percy needs water." Fleur took Harry's hand and gave it a squeeze before they faced the awful Weasleys and Miss Granger. "Harry, babe, are you all right?" Ginny ran to Harry and grabbed his arm, pushing her small breasts into his arm. "I'm fine, but I want to eat fruit, and Fleur and I are bringing water to Percy." Harry was convincing and soon got Ginny off him, and then took the fruit that Percy had been eating along with the small bowl that Ginny gave him. "Thank you. I really should be with Percy." Harry turned to leave, only for Hermione to stop him. "Harry, don't you want to eat your fruit?" She pointed to the table. "You should sit and eat your fruit." Fleur was about to say something before Charlie came over to them and took the water Fleur had. "Come on, in the room we go." He grabbed Harry's hand after Fleur took the bowls of fruit. "These are what Percy had eaten, and this is what Ginny has just given to Harry." Fleur gave the bowls to Narcissa and Severus to be tested for potions, and they both had the same potions. The love potion is incomplete, but the loyalty and trust potions are adequate. Severus knew who had the capability to brew a potion like this. Miss Granger turned in adequate potions, and she thought they were perfect. He knew because he heard her brag about being the best in potions class. Who would brew these potions, and why is the love potion incomplete? Narcissa was feeling a little sick that someone would force a love potion on these kids. The love potion needed Veela hair, and they added the hair of a half Veela. It changes the potion so it is incomplete. They would have needed to add 2 or 3 half Veela hairs for the desired effect. Severus knew that Fleur was the only half Veela they had come in contact with, and that her hair was most likely used. "My hair?" Fleur sounded horrified and turned to Bill. "I didn't do this. Bill, please believe me. I would never hurt Percy or Harry." Bill was already holding her. "I know you wouldn't do this, and it is not your fault that they used your hair. Although it is a good thing that you are only half Veela." Bill kissed her. "If you were a full Veela, then I would have to gouge out the eyes of every man that dared to look at you." Bill tickled her sides and then kissed her passionately. "Ew, Bill, no one wants to see that," Percy said weakly from his spot on the bed. "Perce, how do you feel?" Harry was in front of Percy in record time. That potion was awful. Percy was tired and leaned against Arthur for strength. "Baby boy, they found some injuries, ones you didn't tell me about." Arthur was trying his best not to kill whoever had hurt Percy. "Molly, she didn't like that I was gay. She also didn't like that you spent more time with me than her." Percy said it quietly, but everyone heard, and even Severus offered a sweet to the boy. "You carry sweets with you?" Harry giggled, and Severus walked over, and then what shocked everyone was that he lightly hit Harry's nose with a blood pop before turning to read the scroll and see what potions Percy would need. Draco was attacked by the twins, and they kissed the pale boy the minute they knew Percy would be all right. "I missed you, my demons." Draco was pulled into their laps and just soaked up all the attention they gave him. "Well, at least we know who would brew a love potion for Harry. But what about the other ones?" Severus just pulled out a roll of parchment and wrote something down before handing it to Draco. "These will be needed, and the twins are expected to help. I am going to see what I can do to make them taste better." Draco nodded and put the parchment in his pocket before the twins decided that he'd been talking too much, and they took turns kissing his lips. The other potions looked like the work of Miss Granger. Only she would make this week of a potion. Severus remembered all the weak potions that she handed in over the past 3 years. Hermione did ask if Harry wanted to eat the fruit. She even wanted him to eat it where they could see it. Fleur refrained from mentioning what Ginny did. "Pup, why does my jacket smell different?" Sirius took the jacket off Harry and then smelled his mate. Ginny grabbed my arm and pressed her chest into it. Also, she called me babe, and I hated that. Harry whined and then was kissed possessively by Sirius. "Only I'm allowed to touch you. Only me. And Tom. No one else." Sirius kissed him again, and Harry made grabby hands, the universal sign of the desire to be picked up and held. "Sirius, You know that she is going to try to touch Harry a lot in school, and he is going to get a lot of hugs. And I know that Luna Lovegood is going to spend a lot of time holding Harry's hand. No one knows why she does. And no, she doesn't have a crush on Harry. She just holds his hand. I think she said something about Nargles or waxperts, Draco said, not caring that his dominants were holding him hostage on their laps. You let her hold your hand? Sirius was confused. He knew that Harry generally shied away from physical touch, unless he considered them family. Luna is... well, she just is Luna. I can't describe it. She needs to hold my hand sometimes. She said that I help with Nargles and waxperts that were chasing her one day, and the Ravenclaws don't bother her as much if she is with me. I love her like a sister, and she is in many ways a sister to me. A sister in all but blood, Harry said, snuggling closer to Sirius, and then started to fall asleep. Well, we should all head back to Grimmauld. I am certain that Creature is pulling at his ears for his Master Harry. Narcissa went to the Floo. Boys, let's go. Yes, Draco, the twins are coming. Let us go to the manor first, and then have Harry and company join us. Narcissa kissed Harry on the forehead, and then proceeded to herd the boys and Severus to the Floo. I will be in my potion lab if anyone needs me. Severus bowed out and disappeared in the green flames. Arthur told Molly that he was taking Percy to see a private healer, and then left. Bill, Fleur, and Charlie said they were going to visit Fleur's relatives that were not that far away from here. The twins and Harry and Sirius said they were going to visit Remus. Molly hated Remus, only because he was a werewolf. They all met at Malfoy Manor and spent the rest of the day in pleasant company, discussing what they were going to do once school started back.